Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna be talking about the most complex special vehicle property called Lustered. So I'm really sorry that you've experienced little delays in my latest uploads. Well, the reason is that whenever I try and render a video which shows Los Angeles customs, then for some reason the program always crashes. So I have to render it in million parts, and this takes quite a lot of time. I will try and be better in the future, show less Los Angeles customs, because for some unknown reason this seems to be a very big problem. But anyways, today we can finally talk about Lustered property, so let's go. So the Lustered property has everything to do with vehicle traffic default cycles. When you do not understand them, go and watch my video about vehicle colors. If you still don't get it, don't worry, I'm gonna be briefly explaining it again. But you must know the nature of traffic default cycles before you want to understand the Lustered property. Because Lustered property is all about those cycles. Without them, Lustered property wouldn't even exist. So in general, what does the Lustered property mean? Lustered property means a vehicle in a mission spawns with a set body color, but with different lusters or pearlecents added on it. So quick example here, when you start a mission repossession, you have surely noticed a bullet outside of dealership which sometimes has cool and strange lusters like this yellow over here or green. Well, the general idea is that they randomly change, but the body color of the bullet is always grey. So this is a perfect example of Lustered vehicles. Now in GTA 4, such vehicles are very good special vehicles, very easy and look awesome, because pretty much every luster you can see you can grab and save, because those are all special and you have plenty of cool lusters to pick from. So if this bullet existed in GTA 4, you could have a cool bullet with yellow luster, with green luster, you could choose whatever you want, and it is always an awesome vehicle. But in GTA 5, our biggest enemy is the Los Santos Customs mod-shop, because due to the mod-shop and the pearlecent menu found in it, lustered vehicles are very hard and almost never special. Yeah, exactly, you heard it correctly, almost never, because lustered vehicle still is sometimes special, since you know not all lusters on it are existing in Los Angeles customs. So when you scroll down a pearlecent menu, all colors you see there are metallic colors. When you see a black pearlecent, it is metallic black actually added on the vehicle as a pearlecent. When you scroll down and see hot pink, it is metallic hot pink. It is basically a metallic colors menu just copied over to the pearlecent menu. But pearlecents do not always have to be metallic, because as we discussed, GTA 5 has 160 colors. And in pearlecent menu you can only find 75 of them, which means vehicles can easily have a lot of pearlecents which do not exist in Los Angeles customs. Since mission script doesn't care what Los Angeles customs has, it makes random traffic default presets out from 160 colors. So the third color can easily be one of those other 85 colors that are not in Los Angeles customs. So those lusters are the ones we must hunt. So there is one problem with lustered vehicles that I must explain, but I know that it will be a bit confusing. So when you take a look at traffic default cycle, as we said in the colors video, the first preset is the one that always spawns first in the traffic. But when the vehicle is spawned by mission script, this includes all the lustered vehicles in missions as well as set traffic default vehicles, all vehicles set by mission script actually start from the second preset. If traffic in the mission is filled with set traffic default cars, they will start spawning from the second preset. Let's bring a quick example here. As you can see in the hauler list, it says the red color is the first one in the cycle. And yes, if you drive around, red hauler is the first one you will always find. But in missions, it will always be the green hauler which spawns first. Quick example here is the mission Chop, where you chase the bike and soon enough you will notice a hauler and it is green. And when looking back to a previous route, you surely did not see any red haulers, which perfectly confirms that scripted vehicles start spawning from the second traffic default presets, which means lusters also start from the second, third color. So lustered vehicles have one thing in common. Lustered vehicles are created when primary and secondary colors are set by mission script, and third and fourth color are chosen randomly every time this vehicle spawns. Let's use this bullet as an example because we already discussed this. As you can see here, those are all the bullets that can spawn in traffic. They have different primary colors, secondary colors, just general traffic default presets, nothing difficult to understand. But when we take a look at this bullet sitting behind Siemens dealership, this one has primary color set to be metallic dark silver and secondary color set to be metallic graphite black. So that means whenever this bullet spawns, it will always have those primary and secondary colors. But since the mission script always sets only primary and secondary color, third and fourth color are chosen randomly. And this little trick creates lustered vehicles for us. So as we discussed before, all mission scripted vehicles start from second traffic default preset. So every time you go near this bullet for the first time, it will most likely have this metallic dark silver luster. Yes, this will not always be the case because bullets can also spawn in traffic around you, and when they do, of course, the bullet behind Siemens dealership may not be the actual first one that spawns, thus making it have later lusters from the cycle. But let's say everything is perfect and it spawns as first bullet in your on your map, then it will have a dark silver luster. So if you keep stealing this bullet, you're gonna notice that pearlecents change, since the game thinks you are stealing just different traffic default bullets, more of those spawn on the map, thus pushing the luster cycle further down, giving you different lusters. But primary and secondary will always be the same because those are set by the mission script. So let's take a look at this row of bullets over here. As you can see, those are the traffic defaults, and in front of them are mission bullets with set primary and secondary, with all possible lusters that those can have. As you can see here, if game thinks that this red bullet spawns, it gives us the red luster. If game thinks that this yellow bullet spawns for us, then it gives us the yellow luster, and so on. So now, I really need to warn you again, because you may think those lusters look cool, but in fact, those are not special at all. Because you see, you can always steal a bullet, paint it metallic dark silver, give it a metallic graphite black secondary color, and add race yellow luster if you want, metallic white luster, lime luster. You can always do that in Los Santos Customs. So we must very carefully look at this cycle. And as we notice here, here are two lusters, a matte black third color and matte orange third color. So clearly you can never find matte pearlecents from pearlecent menu, even if they look similar to their metallic variants. But still, you cannot never have this exact match from Los Santos Customs. So those lusters are the ones we must hunt. So when we look back to our row of bullets again, we can see that one has this matte black luster and one has this matte orange luster. So those are the only bullets we must steal and save to our garage, because those two only special lustered bullets outside this dealership, simply because other lusters are made useless by the mod-shop. But after this discussion we just had, you may think that special lusters are now very easy to hunt for when we have access to this vehicle cycle. Well, actually, there are few things you must remember when doing so, because you see, not always will all non-metallic tones be special. The good example we can use here is the Banshee. So Banshee in the mission Exercising Demons for Michael is set to spawn, and it's set to have colors metallic graphite as primary and also for the secondary. Third and fourth color are not set. This means it's a lustered vehicle, and special lusters it can have, as we can read from the cycle, are matte red, matte orange, util silver, worn shadow silver and worn blue silver. Now, but worn shadow silver is actually not special, although it is a worn color and it is not present in Los Santos mod-shop list. Let's bring back our good old criteria now again. What did our criteria say? The first step was, yes, it must not appear in mod-shop, but the second step has to be passed as well. It must not appear in traffic. So when we look at this worn shadow silver in the cycle, traffic Banshee with worn shadow silver luster also has a metallic graphite black primary which means getting it from mission with set metallic graphite primary is not special. You can find this graphite Banshee from traffic, just paint secondary metallic graphite black and you will have the exact match with worn shadow silver luster Banshee found from mission. When we take a look at other Banshee presets with special lusters, none of those have metallic graphite as primary, so we are free to get those lusters instead of worn shadow silver. This is all because, as we talked, primary and luster have a deep connection. So this is not the only issue that special lusters may have. For the different example we can use the polar. So again, when you go behind Simeon dealership, you will see a green polar. Well, this polar actually has an olive green primary set by the mission script. So as we see from the traffic default cycle, all lusters for polar are pretty much metallic, but we will easily notice two colors, matte gray and worn green. So yes, by normal means and on most special lustered polars, those two are special lusters. But this olive green polar is an exception. Because when we drive a polar into Los Santos Customs and paint it olive green, it will always get worn green pearlecent added on it by default. As we discussed in previous video, all metallic colors you pick from Los Santos Customs come with their own specific lusters, and on olive green this happens to be worn green. And since you can do this in Los Santos Customs, worn green on olive green polar is not special, which means on this polar you must only get matte gray, since nothing else is special. No other color in Los Santos Customs gets a worn green luster added by default, so when polar is lustered and has something else than olive green as primary, then worn green will always be special. And the other proof why it's not special is our criteria again, because it says color must not exist in Los Santos Customs. Yes, well, it is not under pearlecent menu. There is no worn green, so this requirement is check. The second one, it must not appear in traffic. Yes, worn green traffic default preset has no olive green as primary. This is also check. But the third step, it must not be creatable with Los Santos luster glitches. And since worn green gets applied when you paint your vehicle metallic olive green, this requirement not check. So that means vehicles which can enter Los Santos Customs are one of the hardest vehicles you can ever find in the game. As you can see from all our examples, just a tiny percent of lusters are actually special, and it will most likely be a pain in the ass to look for them. For some people though, it is a nice challenge and actually motivates them to do so. But the easiest examples of lustered vehicles are trucks and vans, or vehicles which cannot enter Los Santos Customs, and those pretty much work like GTA 4 does. So when the truck is lustered, it is pretty much always special, since as we take a look at this Phantom over here, it has a primary color set to be metallic gunmetal. It is an EC color since no Phantom can enter Los Santos Customs and gunmetal does not exist in traffic, so all lusters that spawn on gunmetal are special since such combination can never be recreated. And even when the set colors by mission script match traffic as this metallic black Phantom here, even then most lusters are special. But just most, not all. Since you see, when the Phantom has metallic and secondary both set to be metallic black by mission script, when taking a look at the cycle we can see that primary and secondary as black can also spawn in traffic, which means if the lustered vehicle gets the luster which is part of this specific traffic default preset, this single luster, which in this case over here is metallic black, is not special for black Phantom specifically. All other lusters are, because they cannot spawn on black Phantom normally. So as I said before, for lustered vehicles mission script always sets just primary and secondary colors and leaves third and fourth out into the open. But so far in the video I've only kept talking about the third color, which is the luster, but the wheel color is also changing along with the luster. Well, the basic reason why I did not mention it much is because usually all vehicles in GTA 5 have the default ally color. Actually, lustered vehicle always picks one of those ally presets, but they are always same, basically wheel color never changes. But what happens when a vehicle like PJ XL is lustered? As we can see from PJ XL traffic default cycle, mostly all wheel colors are ally, but one of them is metallic white. So yes, lustered PJ can also spawn with metallic white wheels. But one thing you must really remember here. Luster and wheel colors get randomized together. Since you gotta understand the logic of game thinking that it spawns traffic defaults. When game thinks that it spawns a green PJ traffic default, it will always have green luster and ally wheel color, because those are specific for this traffic default presets. It can never have green luster and white rims, because game does not pick third and fourth color randomly. It always picks this traffic default preset that it thinks spawns in the game for us. So if you want metallic white rims for your PJ, you can only get those when PJ has this metallic blue-silver luster as well. So this may give you a fake impression that lustered vehicles are easy and always change. Well, here is one big problem with GTA 5 specifically. And that is the black mission fail screen. This is the curse that makes lustered vehicles very hard special vehicles to obtain. If a lustered vehicle spawns in mission, and the only way to change its lusters is to fail and retry a mission, then black screen can very easily just reset the vehicle cycle and give vehicle the first luster from the cycle again. This is very annoying and sadly case for the most lustered vehicles. But if you noticed, I said in the beginning of the video that non-metallic lusters are mostly special on vehicles, even though they may look like metallic tones. So how do you know it's not metallic tone? For this, you need to try your vehicle you think has a special luster into Los Santos Customs, go into metallic menu, then exit it without purchasing any color, then go and change your vehicle plate, go to primary options again, and now you can click on pearlecent menu. If nothing shows as equipped, your vehicle has a special luster. If it shows something is equipped, then obviously a non-special luster, which it shows for you, is equipped instead. So this is the legitimate way to check special lusters. So I really tried my best here explaining lustered vehicles here. If you still did not understand or something was confusing, then ask me in the comments, because even for me who knows all this, it is very difficult to explain this all in a very perfect way which everybody understands. It is a very complex property, and with just one video it is really hard to explain. So I really hope this video enlightened you a bit about lustered vehicles. So now all basic facts videos are covered, so see you in another video. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button, and also make sure to click that notification bell to hear about everything related to GTA 5 special vehicles.